because I know there's some people who wanted to be on but couldn't. But so what kind of things do you guys need help with? I have a list. I kind of polled everybody who said they were going to be on or couldn't make it. So I have a list of things, but I kind of wanted to start out with just from you guys. What do you, what's your biggest struggle right now?
I'm really struggling with getting people past the initial I'm interested phase. I launched my test group for Country Heat, and I had a ton of people go, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. And then they dropped off the face of the earth.
Yes.
I would follow up with them. They wouldn't respond. So
yes. Okay. For me, I mean, that happens a lot. And if it's their first time ever being interested, then it's normal. If it's their second or third time, then you want to make sure, are you doing Country Heat? Did you order it yet?
I haven't ordered it yet.
Okay. I would. That's going to get people interested. Order it and then start posting about it every day when you do it. Like, Country Heat, it's so fun. And even if you're not into country music, you can say that. You can be like,
I'm a total country bumpkin, so it's all good.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, some coaches are like, I hate country. I'm like, well, who cares? Just do it anyway.
Suck it up.
But showing people, yes, like how fun it is what really gets people interested. Every time I post about it, I get more people who message me who are like, oh, I'm interested. Or a girl just messaged me today and said, my mom loves to country line dance, and I showed her your video, and now she wants to order it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So to me, the best way to get people interested is sharing you doing the exact program. Or since you're not doing it right now, I can add you into, I'm going to write this down so I don't forget, add you into my test group. And you can share anything that I post in there. You can copy and paste it and share on your wall. Like,
okay. So I'm in the middle of 21 Day Fix right now.
Yeah. I don't have it yet. I can't wait to order it. This is what my coach did, or a friend. You don't even have to say coach. You can be like, this is one of my current challengers. You can say I'm a challenger, because I am still a challenger, and how much fun she's having, and you can share other people's stories as well. But to gain interest, I think sharing is the best way for sure. Do you still have that event page? Did you make an event page? Yeah. Even if the event is past, you can still post in there. So if you're on your computer, share your post into your event page, and anybody who's invited or who has RSVP'd will see it.
Okay.
But I'll just and they might still RSVP even though it's past. So I have an event for Country Heat that ended like a month ago, and people are still RSVPing to it. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I just message them. I'm like, hey, I see you're interested. So I think that might, just that little tip, sharing more about that actual program might help. But you are doing the 21 Day Fix right now, and you're posting it. Like, you're being very consistent and posting about it. So keep doing that, and maybe say, like, I can't wait to start Country Heat after this. But I'm excited that it's the same exact meal plan as 21 Day Fix, because then I don't have to change anything besides
what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So keep doing what you're doing, because consistency is key. I'm getting inspired. I'm like, okay, Andy's showing up every day. Like, you are showing up every day. So keep that going for sure.
Yep, the only day I missed a workout was Friday, and I went for a 3K walk instead. So
you didn't miss one. You just did something.
No, I just didn't do a 21 Day Fix.
Exactly. So that's awesome. Just keep doing that, because it is inspiring. You're inspiring me. I love it when I see that. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's showing up every day. Dang it, I gotta go get my workout clothes on. And that's how other people feel too. It's almost like if you don't show up, it gives them permission not to show up. So yeah, totally. What about you, Annie? What are you working on right now that you are struggling with?
Pretty much, I always continue to post. Like, the day will go on, and I'd be like, okay, I got this great idea. What I want to post? Because usually I just like try to do something like motivational, in the morning, like motivational posts, and then something like psychology or
right.
You gotta sit down, monkey.
So
sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
More and that sort of stuff. But then I always forget to post, and I keep on forgetting to post. I don't want to post all this stuff at once, and then I just be like, okay, now she's just like going overboard, because I want to kind of space them out throughout the day instead of like all of a sudden posting them all at once. So then and then it just ends up to be like 1 or 2 posts a day.
Okay. I get it. So you're having a hard time knowing what to post, and figure out how many times to post today. Posting is basically the hard thing. And I know when I asked you, you said, I loved your answer. And I'm going to say it if you don't mind, because I think a lot of people are dealing with this, but you are trying to see who you want to attract is what you told me. And what makes you stand out from other people. And you want other people to have a good understanding of what you have to offer. And sounds like that's kind of what you want to know. Like, how do I post about that kind of stuff? That is an excellent question. First off, I would start with personal development, big time. Start reading a book.
I've been doing that.
Good. And every time you learn something through personal development, share it, because other people are going to learn from you. That's adding value to their lives. I try to ask myself, what would make somebody want to join me? Like, how can I prove to them that by joining me, their life is going to improve in one way or the other? So that's what my posts are trying to do. And I'm still not the best at this. So that's why when I say personal development, start searching out top coaches and watching their training videos on this as well. So take a million different people's training videos and figure out what works for you. But who do you want to attract? What's your ideal person that you want on your team? What would be some qualities that you would want?
That has that need to, like, that go-getting attitude. Like, I just feel like that's the best, just because that energy in one group, just feeding through everybody, it helps. And it helps me too, to, keep me up too. And then, I'm a single mom. I want to reach out to other single moms. And I've always been overweight girl. So anybody who's ever struggled with weight through their whole life, those are usually my main keys that I can.
That's awesome. Yes. And I've noticed from like what I see from your posts is that you're a very strong woman. And you have you value the earth. You seem to really your recycling posts, and you're always talking about how to keep the world clean. And that's a whole group of people that you can reach. So definitely keep posting about that.
That's my other project.
Yeah, totally. I think that's cool. And maybe do a free group about it, like a free recycling group. Who can recycle all this week, and challenge people to recycle. Do it.
Really?
7 days. I'll join. When we lived at our old house, we recycled all the time because it was free through the city. They gave us, our recycling bin was way bigger than our trash, and our trash went out once every other week. The recycle went out once a week. So we recycled everything. Now here we have to pay for it. And I've just been too lazy to call somebody and have them drop off because I don't think it's very expensive. And I'm willing to pay for it, but I've been too lazy because it's not free. So if you had a free group, I would join and I would do my hardest. But that's a good way.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because when I was in Oregon, by law, even apartments, they need to recycle. They have to be provided with recycling. Okay. And I grew up in a house where we recycled everything. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a guilty conscience with me because I haven't been able to recycle. It has not been, provided for me because of my, I rent.
Exactly.
And all we got dumpster. So my goal in the long run, I want it to be the same as Oregon. I want, recycling to be available for everybody. I started recycling. garage. My garage is full.
That's awesome.
I have all this recycling stuff and I don't know where to bring it. Oh, unless I want to bring it to Chef and pay $5 a bag.
Oh,
But
wow.
I don't. Yeah, why is it so expensive? I don't get it.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
You would think like recycling centers would take it for free. You would like, I don't know, it just seems like they should. But
I
yeah,
called her everywhere.
that story that you just told me, I didn't know that that's why you were into it. I knew you were into it, but I didn't know why. So the history of why you're into it, it may sound silly to you. A lot of our dreams sometimes are like, that's kind of weird. Even my dreams, I'm like, people are going to think that that's weird. But when you start sharing it, you attract people who have the same dreams as you. And you're like, wow, other people are just like me. So totally share about that and get a free group going. I think that would really attract the type of person that you want, for sure.
Idea. I'm going to.
Yeah, I think you're really good about posting about your weight struggles, and you come off as a very confident woman, so that's good. You're going to attract that already because you already have that aura about yourself. The go-getter, so being a hard worker, talk about that. That's something that I'm trying to do more of. Is I've noticed that a lot of coaches, when they come to me and sign up, they're like, I thought it would be easier. And I'm like, I got to stop. I must be giving out that vibe that this is easy. So I've started posting more about the hard work that I do.
I noticed that.
Yes. And I've gotten fewer coaches to join, but the ones that do join actually start working. They're like, okay, I'm ready to work hard. What can I do? So I think by posting more about that, you'll attract the people who are go-getters because they see it as a challenge. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, it's a challenge. People like a challenge. People like us. And same with, I wrote down energy, like the energy of people, so write that down. When you're out with your friends, talk about why they're your friends, probably because of their energy. And I wrote down teamwork because it sounded like you want a team full of people who are energetic and want to work together. So maybe make a mission statement of what your team looks like in the future and then share it with Facebook. So make that list. What you just told me, you listed out a whole bunch of stuff and I wrote it all down. Being a single mom, a hard worker, go-getter, energy, teamwork. And every day pick one of those things and make a post about it. And if at some time you said that you were struggling with, like, it seems like they all come to you at once and you're like, I have 5 different things I want to post, but I can't post them all right now. You want to spread them out?
Well, see, that's what I try to do most of the time. And then I need to have like an alarm or something because I always then forget.
Totally.
I'm busy.
Well, then set an alarm. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or I'll have this great idea. And then I'm like, I can't post it now because my supervisor is on my Facebook page and he'll call me out while I'm on my phone at work.
Exactly. Now, at work, what can you do? So what I used to do, and this is terrible, I guess. I don't know if we should talk about that, but when I was at work, I would get ideas too while I was cleaning people's teeth. I'd be thinking about like my job, my Beachbody job, not them, which is awful, but which is why I do this now. And I would I always had a stack of sticky notes, Post-it notes behind me. And after I got done cleaning their teeth, when I was waiting for the doctor, instead of writing in their chart, I would write my idea down really quick and then shove it in my pocket. And then at lunchtime, I would take it out and actually type it out and make it sound nice, but is there anything like that you can do at work?
That's what I've been doing. That post about, was it my post about Shakeology?
Yes.
That one, I just kept it I put it into a text message to myself. I message everything to myself.
There you go.
Copy and paste it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's usually just I'm texting out the words, as I'm thinking about it. So then it's ready for when I have time to post.
Exactly. And that's totally what I did and what I still do. I have an iPhone. I don't know what you have, but there's a notes app on the iPhone, and I think it should be on any phone, but I can voice to text. So I can talk into my phone and it types it out for me. And that's really good too. Like if I'm driving and I get a really good idea, then I'll talk into my phone. And usually it gets like half the words wrong, but I get the gist of it when I get home. I'm like, oh yeah, I know what I was trying to say. So that's a good option too, voice to text. Hey, Katie, how are you?
Hey, Boo Boo.
Hey.
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. Andy was on, another girl was on earlier, and then she had to pop off. And Andy and I were just brainstorming about what do you do? Do you have, so Annie works full time in a factory, and a lot of times her ideas for like what to post, like a really inspiring post, come to her at work. So what do you do if you're like in the middle of something and you can't actually post, but you have this really good idea? Do you have any good routine of how you remember it later?
Hold on. Let me look. I've got to put my headphones on. Hold on.
Okay.
Drive Jason crazy.
What are you eating? Anything good?
Oh, it's called beef scramble. It does
Ooh.
not have to be beef. It just has to be a ground meat.
Okay.
With rice and veggies.
Ooh, yum. Sounds simple too. I like simple for sure.
It's a big staple in our household.
Yeah.
It's cheap and it's
And it's simple and quick.
Yeah.
And yummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so when I have good post ideas, I do better just like, Siri doesn't understand what I'm saying.
That's what I was just telling Annie.
She drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So like, and I get, it takes me longer sometimes. So I'm better off just writing it. But I'm really thinking about getting like an app that just records your voice. Or is that on your iPhone?
Yeah.
A recorder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on a team call. Sorry.
Hey, Wes.
Usain Bolt is running right now, so he wanted to tell me in the Olympics. And I was like, okay, well, I have a team call, so I'm sure I can YouTube it later. But yeah, I have a. What do I do that on?
I'm like, maybe an iPhone comes with it.
I know I've done it. I think it isn't in notes. My phone's not right here. But I've done it before, and then I listen to myself back and write out as I'm listening to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. So that's another idea, Annie. I was telling her when I was a hygienist and like cleaning people's teeth is when I got like all of my inspiring posts, and that sucked because I couldn't write it down.
Because you're actually like having a conversation with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And my hands are gloved up and messy in their mouth, and so when I was waiting for the doctor to come, instead of writing in their chart right away, I would take out a Post-it note and scribble down my idea and like the gist of it and shove it in my pocket. And I would get home every day with like a pocket full of Post-it notes of like ideas and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yes, but it worked. Totally.
So how's y'all's month going?
It's a little slow. It's starting to pick up. It started finally. I'm feeling a little bit better. How about you?
Slow, but I mean, that's on me.
It's always on ourselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's on me from last month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I can't complain.
Yep.
I just got to work harder.
Last month was really slow for me, like paycheck wise. I still hit my SC. I still actually did pretty good with SC, but paycheck wise, it was really low.
Mine was too.
But the month before that, I know I didn't do as well. I wasn't inviting as much, and it was my own fault. So Wes like, what's going on? I'm like, no, just give it a month. It always takes a month,
Sometimes like, too.
To rebound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So Annie, if you're feeling that, because I know you took some time off, and coming back, the rebound always takes a little bit longer, to get back into it. And anybody who watches this recording,
I was on Bree's call on Friday.
Yeah.
And she was like, introducing me as like the SC queen or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I missed SC10 1 month. And it was because I went out of town and I didn't, keep track of, okay, I know. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was like, so, I knew I was going out of town, so I should have sent out X number of invites before I left.
Mm-hmm.
Like however many days I was going to be gone.
Yeah.
I should have accounted for that and not hoped that I was going to work while I was there.
Exactly.
We
never work as much as we think we are when we're gone. We're like, okay, I'm going to set aside these hours, blah, blah, blah. And then when you get there, it's like, this is
yeah. Like at Summit?
Yes. Where you think you're going to do actual work at Summit? No.
I have big plans to have a power hour with my team.
Yeah. Never.
Dude, we're waking up like barely like making it to everything.
Yes. Living on 3 hours of sleep every night is hard. Yes. Totally.
So yeah, all of us are probably, making up for that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any invites out while I was there.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel your month is going, Annie?
Probably could be like a little bit stronger, but it's been
a tough month. Yeah.
And but yeah, I was even talking to a couple guys.
Really? There are way more guys that are interested nowadays. Like, I'm having a lot more conversations with guys who come to me too. Like, usually it's somebody I actually know, not just I don't accept random friend requests, but like guys that I know from high school and stuff that are coming, and that's interesting. It's like, cool. Totally.
I think that's awesome. And I would love to like have some on my team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't accept any like friend requests from anybody either.
Unless I know who they are, where they're coming from. Like if they are talking to me on Instagram or something, and then whatever. But that hardly ever happens with guys. But yeah. I feel, Annie, from watching you, I feel like this month is probably one of your strongest months. I love all of your posts lately, and I think you're sending out the right vibe. So right now, what you want to do is just be consistent. Don't give up and just go full force, dive into it and break down those barriers and those walls that feel like they're in front of you. Because I feel like you're on a really good roll right now. So keep it moving. Yeah.
How long have you been still like trying to come up with my post ideas and get my workouts in and my Shakeology and actually one came to me today without me going to her. I was planning on it earlier this week, me, and we just been trying to like brainstorm about how she's gonna get that. She's interested in Shakeology.
Yeah.
I give her some more information. She messaged me actually. I got a message her back.
That's awesome.
But yeah. I try to work
feel good when people come to you. You're like, yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
How long have you been coaching?
I became a coach back in July. I was, kind of active. I reached Emerald in December, and then I kind of went into a depression, which shouldn't have been an excuse because life happens, but it was me turning into a single mom again and trying to work everything off. But I bounced back, and I think
that's hard. That's hard, and the fact that you're back says a lot.
I'm telling you, girl.
Yeah. I mean, some people don't have the balls to come back.
Yeah.
I know that I love Beachbody, and I see the potential in it and the good, everything. So, I mean, it's always been there. It's just my emotions and my head have not been in the right place.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I could cry right now. Like, seriously.
How
I know what you're going through right now. Well, I don't know, but I can only imagine is really, really hard. And I don't know if I could handle it, honestly. But the fact that you're here showing up and you're making your awesome posts, you have people coming to you asking about your group. When people come to you, then you're doing something right. That's what you want, is people to feel welcome to come to you. Like, okay, I trust her to talk to her. And so you're doing everything right. You're giving that vibe. Now you stay consistent with it. And anytime you feel like you just need to like break down and cry, you message me and we'll talk through it, and I'll let you cry and then we'll get your big girl panties on and we'll keep going. Like, that's what we do. We all have days when we cry.
You should record that call, and there's probably a good post in there.
Yes. Totally. Exactly. Anytime you're crying, write down why you're crying. And then when you figure out how to get through it, write it down and then post about it. Because that's what people need, is they want value. They want to know, like, how can my life be better by following you?
Right.
And offering that.
And if this month's slow, like, don't let it discourage you, because this month is going to make next month.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to go read your post now.
I know. I know. It's exciting to meet new people. Yes, totally.
Yeah, no, I've definitely found it better for me to listen to my personal development before work, because work is like the hardest for me to keep my energy up and my mindset because of all the negative people I work with. And it takes a toll, and I realized that. So then for me to stay mentally, straight to deal with these guys, I have to do my personal development beforehand. And they kind of, I help feed onto them to get them in a better mood.
What do you do?
I have been just listening to You Are a Badass on my Audible.
What do you do for work?
Oh, work? Oh, I work at a Weldon press factory.
So it's a bunch of dudes?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And girls. There's girls. But
yeah.
I work on a line. I'm like the lead leader on my line. So I gotta go, make sure everybody's good on their machines and pretty much all the grunt work, and then they have to, deal with their complaints, and I gotta go fix their problems, and
that's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a leader is hard. Like, that's, I think, one of the hardest things in the world to do is be a leader. So,
because not everybody is born to do it.
Yeah. But everybody can learn to do it.
That's, yeah.
But, John C. Maxwell is like my favorite when it comes to leadership, personal development. So right now I'm reading one of his books called Leadership Gold. It's a really good book. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership was also a good book. But both of those books, if you want to grow your leadership skills, because it is a skill that you actually have to learn, and it's hard. Those books really...
Gold?
Leadership Gold. Mm-hmm.
I haven't read that.
Yeah, I haven't either. Like, seems like it's not a very popular one of his, but I'm really liking it so far. So it's very similar to the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
So I had a hard time getting through that.
They're kind of boring.
Is this one any...
John C. Maxwell is always like that.
Okay.
All of his books are the same.
Do you ever do his on audio, or is it just... Okay.
I love his voice. His voice is very, like, soothing.
Okay, so I will get that for my Audible this month.
Yeah. Try him on Audible and see if you like it better. Sometimes, like, I like people's voices better. And sometimes their voice is horrendous, and I'm like, okay, I need to read this. Like, totally.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to listen to PD on my way into work, too, for the same reason. I worked with a few negative Nancys, so it got me fired up. And sometimes at lunch I would have to leave and go listen to more because it was just one of those days. And then some days I would do lunch PD, and then on my way home from work, one of my favorite people to listen to when I'm in a funk, like in a really bad mood and just almost depressed, is Joyce Meyer. She's a Christian pastor, I think is what you call her. But she knows how to relate like everyday life to being a Christian. And I don't know, she's just funny, and she makes me feel like I'm human. Because some days you feel like, God, I suck. Like you just feel that way, and she just makes you feel better. So if you're in one of those funky moods and kind of feeling about yourself, I really like Joyce Meyer. And sometimes my coworkers would make me feel that way. So listening to her on the way home would put me in a better mood for when I got home to deal with Cece and Weston. So her too. But I think you're doing a really good job, and I think you're on the right track. And I know Erin was talking about how she is feeling overwhelmed. So we should talk about that just a little bit. She couldn't be on tonight. But I think in the month of August, everybody is getting ready for going back to school with their kids, getting off of vacation, going on vacation, and just feeling overwhelmed with life. So what have you guys done to help with your overwhelming feelings? I don't want to be the only one talking. That's why I'm asking a lot of questions.
I find it easier. I'll go through my friends list like the night before, and I'll pick out the 5 people that I want to message in the morning and send that out so that I can talk to them on my lunch if they've replied. Like I try to find them. I try to find them the day before, just so then I'm not sitting there like, okay, who do I message?
That is such a good idea.
Right.
Yes. So you're setting yourself up for success.
I'm just like, I'll even like write them down like 2 or 3 days ahead. Be like, okay, here's these 5 people, these 5 people, these 5 people.
Yep. So on your lunch break, you can just quickly type in their name, hit message, and send them a message. Yeah. That's an excellent idea. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a night owl. So like after 10 p.m., I kind of turn into like a crappy person. And it's not really a good time to talk to people because I'm like in a bad mood, unless they're like my team, people that I enjoy. So I do better talking to people in the morning when I'm happy and peppy. So that's a really good idea.
I do better at night.
Do you?
Yeah. But then I don't like talking to me that late at night. So I'm like, okay, I want to talk to these people. I'll message them in the morning. And yeah, he woke up.
Hi, Blake. How are you? You're getting so big.
Hello.
Hi. I like your shirt. Cute.
Go get Sissy. Go get Sissy.
Hi.
Hi.
He's not a big talker.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. So,
All right.
Katie, what do you do? Like, what kind of time-saving tips or
Timers.
Huh?
I set timers for everything.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
I need to do.
How long are your timers?
20 minutes.
So
Sometimes I will, because you've got to make this. It's not always going to be fun,
right?
But it can't be miserable, because that's why we do it. So it's not miserable.
Right.
So if I am in one of those moods where I don't really feel like talking to anyone, then my timer is 10 minutes for my invites.
Okay.
But then sometimes it's 20. It just depends on my patience level or how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But then, I try to, then it's just spaced out more throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a part of Jill's team, so I am really unorganized.
That's okay. That's good. I need to hear this so I know how to talk to people, because it's not my mindset. So I'm like, really? Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay. So it's good for me to hear this. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so I do timers. I do timers for my follow-ups.
And like, so when you say you're inviting for say 20 minutes, do you just go down your friends list or like just start inviting like crazy?
So the reason I hit such high Success Club points
Yeah.
last year was because I didn't form anyone, and I would
Okay.
set my timer for 10 minutes, and I would see how many I could get out in 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I would do that 5 times a day minimum.
How many, you're talking about cold invites?
Yep.
Yep.
And I would message people over and over and over again. Like some people got like 9 invites.
Yeah. Once a month is what you would do?
Mm-hmm. But then as my friends list got bigger, they would hear from me less. But
Yeah. Yeah.
now I'm like, sorry I messaged you for 9 months straight while you were pregnant.
I had goals. Right. Very cool. I know I do the same thing. I form people kind of as I'm talking to them. I send a cold invite and you can kind of tell by how they respond. Like if they want the details or if they want to chit chat. But if they want the details, then I give them the details. I don't chit chat.
I mean, I have so many that don't respond.
Yes. So how many can you get out in 20 minutes? Do you race yourself? Like, okay.
Just depending on the day. I mean, sometimes I would get out like 30.
Yeah, totally.
And sometimes I would get out like 10.
Yeah.
But
Depending on your mood.
I didn't put like pressure on myself. I mean, like hitting Success Club is kind of like a game for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't look at it as a game like when I'm, talking to people and like.
Well, yeah, right.
But when I'm looking at my back office, it's like,
yeah.
like I've got to.
You don't like to see a low number or
Nope.
yeah. In the beginning of the month, the first day of the month when it goes to 0, it always catches my breath. I'm like, oh.
And it should. It should make you work harder than you're going to work on the 30th. Or
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah.
Dude, I'm like, oh my god, sorry, I gotta get the SC5.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how it should be. Otherwise you'll get comfortable. And then the last day, we have less than a minute. So we're going to get cut off here in a minute. But the worst feeling is when it's 11 o'clock p.m. the day before the end of the month and you're still not at SC. Like you're scrambling, you're messaging everybody you know. If you were to scramble that hard on like the 10th of the month, you'd hit it right away and then you could still go more. So set your goal and tell yourself you have to hit SC by the 10th of the month so that you scramble. And
SC5 by the 5th and SC10 by the 10th.
Yeah. And scramble for it. Work your ass off. As if it's the last day of the month. That's a really good thing to do for sure. Thank you, Katie, so much for getting on. I'm glad you got on. And Annie.
Oh, me too. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it was so nice. Thank you.
Hey, but people don't give up if it's the last day of the month.
Oh, yeah, no. I have hit SC10 from 0 on the last day of the month before. Like, it's been done probably more than once, actually. Not from 0 more than once, but I've done amazing things on the last day of the month. So don't give up on
I've pulled some crazy stuff out in like the last hour.
Yeah, it's nuts. Or signed like 3 coaches in the last hour. And you're like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Where do I put everyone?
Yeah, right. I don't have time. Yes, totally. All right, guys. You have a good night and a good week, and we will talk soon, okay? Bye, guys.
See you.
See ya.